Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
On the first day of contracting, or maybe we'll just keep Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, my business gave to me one scope creep in a pear tree. So scope creep's our first one. Martin, what do we know about scope creep? We've talked about it before.
It's common as dirt. It's a little bit of a sign of a company that's not systemized properly, and perhaps it happens more with new guys. Scope creep is new guys because they allow it. Mm-hmm. Customers kind of their boss. They feel a little bit inferior to their customer, so they just start adding things without charging. Scope creep can be good if you do the change orders, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of saying yes to anything. It's going to tie into a couple of things that we'll talk about soon on future days of Christmas. But I think the main thing is just really defining the scope of work very clearly, getting signature on it and sticking to it. And anything beyond that, you've got to have a change order for. And just say no and don't concede. So that's
simple. Just say no.
It's simple, but it's not necessarily easy for some people.
No, it is not easy.
So let's go to the second day. On the second day of Contractor Christmas, my business gave to me 2 payment disputes and a scope creep in a pear tree. All right. So 2 payment disputes. Who would have known?
Those are unlikely also. I mean, they hardly ever happen, but we've heard about them. And it can be several things. It can be just they said they pay on the 20th of the month and they don't.
Right.
And I have a client that I had a long conversation with yesterday who the guy's 30 days behind on a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
And client's a little bit held hostage because this is a very big and important customer. But he's also at the point where he's got to quit working for him and go do some cash jobs. So payment disputes can be that sort of thing. That usually, by the way, when somebody doesn't pay, it's because they don't have the money.
That's usually the case.
Not that they don't. Well, I take that back. We did an episode on it too. They don't have the money, or there's something wrong in your invoice, and you send them an invoice, and somebody's got to fix it. And in the meantime, they set it on the corner of their desk, so you can do something about it. But this is a pretty dismal Christmas season we got going here because we're going to have more disputes. It's only going to get worse.
Everything you just said, yes. But it's also not following up. Like, just, what was the Jan Reeves? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Are you following up on the invoice? Or are you just like, no, we sent it and we haven't heard back? You know, like, well, that's not really a dispute. That's like, hey, let's start the dispute process.
Right. And then another kind of dispute is that you didn't do the work you said you did, or they say you didn't, or the quality isn't there and they want to do inspections. Yeah. So they're all kinds, but they're not fun, and they can generally be handled best or reduced by processes and systems.
I love it. Okay. Let's go to day 3. On the third day of Contractor Christmas, my business gave to me 3 callbacks, 2 payment disputes, 1 scope creep. 2 payment disputes and a scope creep and a pear tree.
In a pear tree. There you go.
Sorry, audience, if you're tired of this singing voice.
Well, we're not done.
Okay, so 3 callbacks. How fun. Having to do rework, the guys didn't do the job right. The sub didn't, we didn't bring the materials, whatever it is.
Right.
There's a callback. And it's just pure expense, baby. Just throw it on there.
Yeah, not much. That's the same kind of thing where if you've got processes to, pre-job processes, the daily huddles, so it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah. Okay.
I just have to tell a geezer story, but when I ran that sprinkler company, we didn't have any kind of cell phones or anything. Pagers came out. That was new.
Ooh.
But you'd head off to a job and forget something and be 10 miles away. You had to stop at a payphone and call the office and say, can you grab Jimmy before he leaves? Oh, he already left. He you didn't have any way to make that up. So you had to get it right because, now you can just call and say, hey, have him turn around. He's only a mile away. Pick up the shovels, whatever. Anyway, communication. Well, I won't even go into GPS, but anyway, I'm clear off the topic.
No, and again, like if you have a very clear scope and you've done your prep and
right.
you've done everything necessary, you've gone through checklists, hopefully you don't have to do callbacks. There, in some ways you can't avoid them, but there's a lot you can
client
do
I'm
to
working
prevent
with
them.
right now, and one of the biggest problems is not having the parts. The guys can do it, but they don't. Anyway, they're more service than contracting. But you got to have the parts, got to have the people, and they got to know what they're supposed to do and when they're supposed to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Day 4. On the 4th day of Contractor Christmas, my business gave to me 4 no-shows, 3 callbacks, 2 payment disputes, and a scope creep in a pear tree. 4 no-shows.
One that, I've got a client that we deal with that all the time. He's getting better because he's finally letting people leave his employment. But don't even call in, no show, no call.
Yeah.
Or call in at 10 to 9 when they're supposed to be at work at 7. Oh man, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
It's
Wrecks everything.
even me at times. I'm not a contractor. I think about, man, I should really start a contracting business. And it's things like that that people don't talk about or think about whenever they're starting a business. Because up to this point, some of these you can kind of control. And sure, you can control no-shows, but in reality, no. Like sometimes just the type of people that you need on the job site are also the type of people that are going to have no-shows frequently. And that's just the reality.
That's a good point you made there, that you can control some things. My father used to say all the time, control is an illusion.
Oh.
You don't ever control anything, but you can heavily influence them.
Yeah.
And everything we're talking about there can be heavily influenced by preparation and contracts and systems. And people who don't show, that's kind of a chronic deal. People tolerate that for a long time. Mm-hmm. But when you make up your mind, you're constantly recruiting. If you could go out and recruit the right person, the A+ player, every time, it'd be simple. You can't. You pick one that looks that way and you find out, confirmed or otherwise. But you just have to keep sifting through, and you accumulate A+ players.
Yeah.
And then 4 no-shows doesn't happen. Or very rarely.
You've got to stop it. I mean, the more that you concede, which we'll get to in a minute, the more that you concede and allow that behavior, the more that you've set the standard of what your culture is, and you're going to see more of it. So the less you accept that behavior, which is painful, because you do need a heartbeat sometimes. And if they're not going to show today, but they'll be there tomorrow, that's okay, because we got to get this job done. But the more that you accept it, you're setting your standards by allowing that behavior.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's not easy.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, it might be there, it might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.